Lamb of God, you take away the sins of the world. Have mercy on us. Like a dark Joan of Arc, she flung herself headlong into battle against the church, against the covenant of marriage, against the laws of God himself. Hundreds of millions of men, women, and children have lived and died in the world that was created by her vision. I'm speaking of Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood. We're going to focus on her today. Welcome, friend, to the broadcast. If you did not see yesterday's show, go to voiceofresistance.com. You will be able to find that program and an entire series that involves Planned Parenthood, President Obama, the Negro Project, as Planned Parenthood used to call it, and the founder of Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger. President Obama became the first sitting president to address a Planned Parenthood conference. It is a mark of shame and disgrace that he will bear into eternity. He rightly said the following. Lane, play this clip.
It's been nearly 100 years since the first health clinic of what later would become Planned Parenthood opened its doors to women in Brooklyn. And for nearly a century now, one core principle has guided everything all of you do: that women should be allowed to make their own decisions about their own health.
I think that's about the only thing he got right. That it was just about 100 years ago that Planned Parenthood's first birth control clinic was opened. What the president did not mention was that the clinic was opened by Margaret Sanger. Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood. We're going to take the better part of this show to look at some of the elements of her life, to dabble a little bit in some of her writings. There are very few people in the last 100 years who have impacted the entire world the way that this woman has. She was at war with the church, at war with the laws of God, mocked the priesthood and ministers, both evangelical and Catholic. She called for fornication, orgies, the whole 9 yards, people. This is who we're dealing with. Now, if you've got small children in the room, I suggest you have them leave for the duration of this program, or record the show and watch it later, because there are some issues that I'm going to discuss, disgusting issues that we will discuss, that probably are not fit for young ears. This that I'm about to read was written by her in 1914 and released in a publication that she used to write called The Rebel Woman. She actually was arrested for some of her writings. They were considered lewd and lascivious, and she fled the country. More on that in a minute. First, let me read to you a little bit so you get a feel for who we're dealing with. That there exists in all nature an attraction which takes place between particles of bodies and unites to form a chemical compound is not doubted. This same attraction exists in men and women and will, unconsciously perhaps, cause them to seek a mate, just as other organisms do. In other words, men and women are animals, and sometimes there's an animal attraction which produces a chemical reaction and causes people to come together. She outlines that a little clearer as this goes on. Priests and marriage laws have no power or control over this attraction, nor can they make desirable a union where this attraction does not exist. So, if you're in a marriage, or even considering one, and this chemical, animal attraction does not exist that desires you to find this person as a mate, okay? We're talking an animal attraction here, physical in nature, sexual in nature. then no priest, no marriage law has any bearing on that. Can you see where this is headed? Marriage laws abrogate the freedom of women by enforcing upon her a continuous sexual slavery and a compulsory motherhood. Now we're getting to the core of the issue. Because a woman is obligated with her marriage vows to only have sexual relations with one man, and obviously the male with only one woman, then that woman is in sexual slavery. She's not free to have sex with anyone that she wants, with whom she feels this chemical reaction. I continue. Marriage laws have been dictated and dominated by the church, always, and ever upon the unquestionable grounds of the wisdom of the Bible. Here we see an open attack on the scriptures and on the church, who clearly, she understood, clearly provide the foundation for the sacrament and the covenant of marriage. She goes on. A man and a woman who under a natural condition, like she talked about with the chemicals, who under a natural condition avow their love for each other should be immediately qualified by this to give expression to their love or to perpetuate the race without the necessity of a public declaration. If a man and a woman see each other and say, I love you, well then let's. A reciprocal, spontaneous, voluntary declaration of love and mutual feelings by a man and woman is the expression of nature's desires. Were it not natural, it would not be so. And being natural, it is right. You see, friend, the scriptures talk an awful lot about our senses, and that there are some things that we have an appetite for that are not healthy, that are not right, that are not good, that may even be evil. So she is touching, in fact, on something that is accurate. You see somebody that is attractive, and there is some type of a chemical reaction that happens. But to then jump from that to say, and therefore because there is this natural reaction going on, that a man and a woman should be immediately able to avow their love for each other and have any kind of sex anywhere that they want under any circumstances. And a woman who's married is in slavery to having sex with only one person. And this is against nature. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to give you the sordid details, an overview of the sordid details of her life. And you'll see that she lived out this vision in such a way that makes these words seem tame. This is the founder of Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger. I'll be right back.